Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I am Aaron. I am 216, and we're going to be going through one of Mr. Puffer's games. He goes by the name Nom de Plume, and we're going to check this out. He is playing the Protoss, we know as Subject Corvi. I want to say that really fancy, like Subject Corvi or something else, but whatever. They are playing on Way Station. They are spawning in the... Well, they spawned. It is past tense. It has already occurred. They spawned in the very narrow, very short rush distance of Way Station. They're not in this really long diagonal, which leads to a more macro style game. They are in the close rush distance. They have a closer rush distance, and it may lead to some exciting action. However, right now there's not exciting action, as there are drones being built, there are probes being built, and God forbid we don't speed production on the probes, because every good Protoss player knows you have to chrono boost probes, those probabilities. Alright, we have a little scouting going on. I don't know how long this game's going to be, so we're just going to check this out. We can see what our fan Nom de Plume sees. He sees probes being built, and then he gets ganked. Oh, he gets out of there, and all the probes follow him. So, a very successful foray into Protoss base for Nom de Plume. He raids 5 minerals from them, and he gets chased out. And yeah, Protoss, in a small little matter, takes a lot of time trying to kill him, fails to kill the probe, and then chases him using all of his probes. Anyway, the Protoss has taken a gas. I suppose it's early enough gas, and he's going one gateway. He's dropped his second pylon now, so I guess he's going to be doing something. Indeed, he does. Something is happening. A zealot is being built. The zealot is coming in. Nom de Plume is covering the expansion of an overlord to see what goes on there. And back at his base, Nom de Plume is getting harassed, although I do not think this is a serious aggression that Nom de Plume is going to take very seriously. There's gas going down for Nom de Plume with built. I suppose that will probably end up going towards speed, and the queen has come out, with which he spews larva and runs off. Now, normally this is when a good Zerg player builds a second queen, but we all know that here in PuffCast we do not look for high quality play. Instead, apparently, instead of building a queen right away, he decides to rush his queen down post haste to deal with this harassment. Now, that probe did not decide it was prudent to leave the harassment, because those extra couple shots really weakened this hatchery, and it took it from what would have been 12,000 or 1,220 hit points. It got it down to 1,210 or 8 hit points. So that's going to take an extra 30 or 40 seconds to save that back up. So sacrificing that probe, I think we can all agree, was very worthwhile. Here we are, continuing on, seeing what's going on. I don't know what exactly is going on. Let's see. 2 gateways out front with a pylon and an expansion, so the Protoss is looking to take that. Now, that's just 3 gateways, and Protoss can do some pretty good 3 gateway pressure. All he's built so far is just 1 zealot, and he doesn't have any wall of any sort. So, any sort of early Zergling pressure, which we have, would be really remarkable. And then the Zergling pressure is not going to have much of a problem catching up to the probe. It's not going to have much of a problem dealing with the zealot. And if the Zergling pressure can get back in a hurry, it can beat these zealots from producing. Those zealots are going to cause it a little bit of trouble once it builds, although I think right now Puffer should be smelling blood in the water, and I don't know why he's wasting time chasing the zealot around who's just running. He should be running all of his lings into this guy's base to destroy him. In fact, in the meantime, he's giving this guy a little bit of time to build this wall, which is too bad, because he really would have been able to take care of that. Well, now he's finally got some speed, so he should be able to do a run by, and I don't know why that didn't happen earlier, because that's going to be that. Looks like all of the probes are going to be going down in the Corvi's base. I don't even want to know what his name is anymore, because he's just going to lose that badly. His only defensive units, a couple of zealots, are going down without putting up much of a fight. He gets a 3rd zealot out, goes down without even losing a Zergling, and it is not looking good for our friend Core B. But he does seem to have a full mining base that Puffer is not going to be dismayed. Does not seem to be too worried by it, and in fact, at this point, he is just getting walled in. Sends a few more zealots to deal with the problem, and Puffer chooses to destroy a cybernetics core, which is not even operational at this moment. It seems like there might be a more prudent use of his Zerglings by going for the mining probes. On the other hand, because I'm an observer and I can see all, I can see that the couple hundred minerals that he has saved up isn't going to get spent anywhere except for on these gateways, one of which isn't even being used because he has no minerals. So I think that this is a pretty safe thing for Puffer to be doing, is just taking out what sort of infrastructure he can. Meanwhile, I'd like to point out these Zerglings are pulled in, taking out all sorts of damage, and he's not even going for he's going for the kill. Not even going for the economy, which is a pretty standard thing. He's got 2 zealots waiting for him in the mineral line, but he doesn't want to worry about that. In fact, he's going to try to take out this last pylon, even though it's going to be the death of his Zerglings. I guess he didn't get that killing blow that we were hoping he would, and you see the little carcasses of the Zerglings as they remain there. They didn't even get any damage on that pylon, and it remains 200 out of 200 health. In fact, during that little bit of heroic devotion to destroying his enemy, he does look like he's missed 2, and he is currently missing a 3rd. There you go. Spawn, larva spawn, and he's got a queen up here who's missed 2 larva spawns, and is about to hit one, so now it looks like he's maybe only missed 1 larva spawn. He's overmining a little bit in his main, but he's got a roach horn, and he's certainly doing just fine because he's got all 4 gases alive and kicking fully. See, I would like to see him move a couple of these drones down here and get better saturation, but it does not seem to matter too much. I don't think anything he does at this point is going to be too bad. Sets down a couple Evo chambers, starts preparing the tech for the future. Got a couple roaches on the board, and in fact, still managing to finally go back and use that extra energy that the queen saved up, not injecting, and a couple creep tumors. I think the roach is in a really safe play here, since he knows that these zealots are locked in. They're just going to come up and start busting stuff down. No warp technology because he took out the cybernetics core. I think this is all pretty safe. In fact, he's going to really good call, get this gateway down to as low health as he can, but not destroy it, not to give these zealots any opportunity to get out. I think this is a really great play. Does it again on this one, he's going to be able to knock them all out, and this is really not looking very good for our Protoss player, which is good because we don't like Protoss. So now he goes for the pseudo-killing blow, takes out all of his units all at once, and I think he should just retreat. He does not have speed, so he can't kite these zealots very well, but he's going to sure do a good job trying, and I think he's going to manage to get most of them. He's going to lose a couple roaches in the process, but now he's got some backup roaches, and I think this is all she wrote, folks. Those last 2 zealots are going to go down without any fight whatsoever. They're just going to run away. Now, the cannons are something that Puffer's going to have to deal with, but it is not going to be too detrimental. There is no way that he can lose this unless he starts playing like me. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Okay, there it is. Good game. Well done. So our Puffer manages to pull out a victory that at a couple minutes into the game he absolutely could not lose. So well played, Puffer. And until next time, this is 216. You all have a good evening.